welcome to Getting to Good Enough, a podcast to help you let go of perfectionism so you can do more of what you love. I'm Shannon Wilkinson, a life coach in Portland, Oregon. I'm a recovering perfectionist who's getting better at good enough.
And I'm Janine Adams, a certified professional organizer in St. Louis, Missouri, and I'm lucky enough to be naturally good at good enough.
And today we're talking about making the best of this holiday season. Hey Janine.
Hey Shannon, how you doing?
Doing all right. How are you?
I'm okay. I can't believe we're this close to Thanksgiving here in the U.S.
I know. It's sort of snuck up on
It did.
me.
I think I couldn't see past the election beyond,
Right.
into the rest of the holiday season, and now it's here.
Yes. Yeah. So, and now it's like, oh, wait, we forgot to make plans for Thanksgiving. And oh, wait, we can't make plans for Thanksgiving.
Which is a strange place to be, right?
Yeah,
It's,
exactly.
Yeah, but I think we can potentially make plans for making the best of it. Despite
Absolutely.
the circumstances, and everybody has different circumstances, I know, and the COVID levels are different in different states, but it seems to me that pretty much nationwide in the U.S. and actually many places around the world, staying home and not socializing with friends and family who don't live with you I can't remember the beginning of the sentence. Anyway, a to be verb, the best thing to do.
Yes.
We just have to be safe. And I've been thinking about this a lot lately, but it's not just about keeping me safe or keeping my husband safe. It's like being a good member of society and trying to keep everybody safe from this disease, which is just not going away. So that really is hard for Thanksgiving, which is my favorite holiday.
Yeah, it is hard.
Yeah.
We're in an interesting position because we have our kids every other Thanksgiving, and this was going to be an off Thanksgiving for us. So we were already sort of planning on, well, if it's just the two of us, what do we want to do? And Mike said Popeyes, of course.
Oh, jeez.
It's an old joke because I think it was the first Thanksgiving we spent together. Maybe it was my whole family was going to the coast or so. There was some reason why we couldn't participate in a greater family Thanksgiving. And we ended up going for a hike, and the only place we found open was a Popeyes at a truck stop.
Wow.
So
that's a memory.
That was our Thanksgiving dinner. Yeah. And he every year is wanting to recreate that, except for maybe without the hike.
Oh, that's funny. So do you think you'll actually do that?
We may. I don't know. I don't know. We're in Oregon. Our governor has set up new parameters, and we're not to have gatherings of more than 6 people indoors or out. And so, even if we had been planning anything, it would be out the window at this point.
Right.
Yeah. So I think we'll probably just sort of play it by ear and see.
But
we didn't order a turkey this year. I'll tell you that.
It's nice that it's not a big adjustment for you, since you were planning to have it just the two of you this year anyway. I mean, that is that's a nice thing. We always have Thanksgiving with the same 2 couples plus various other people. And I mean, I've been having Thanksgiving with them since 1988, so it's a real tradition. And berries before that, yeah. So this year it's not possible because of COVID, right? It's just not responsible,
right?
When they're not in our bubble. So we have seen them outdoors over the past, summer, in the summer and into the fall, but now it doesn't. Outdoors is neither hospitable nor responsible. So we've decided that we're just going to have it for the two of us, and feel very fortunate that I don't live alone, and I have someone I live with who I have Thanksgiving with, who happens to also be a really good cook. Although we talked about how he doesn't want to spend the day cooking, and so I think we're just going to, do roast chicken. I suggested that he roast some diced yams, which I love, and I even suggested Jell-O pudding for dessert. So I don't know, and it might happen, because I don't want him spending. He's trained as a pastry chef, so he can make a dessert, but I'm not a good audience for that. So I'm not a big sweets eater. So it'll be fine. It'll be nice. But I think about people who have big families, families. I mean, my families are not blood families, the people I have Thanksgiving with, who have to make a big adjustment, or people who are accustomed to having a meal with their elderly parent who is perhaps in a assisted living and isn't allowed to leave. Or, I mean, just so many circumstances that just sort of break my heart. But I do think we can try to, make the best of it by, I think, in my mind anyway, if I isolate, this is a year. This is 2020. It's just another 2020 thing. Yeah. And let's make some memories so that in the coming years, we can all talk about what we did for Thanksgiving in 2020 when nobody did anything normal. So you already have a story like that because you have Hike and which chicken place was it? Oh my God, Popeyes. Right. You already have a good story like that other people were probably going to have now.
Yeah, right. Well, I mean, because our Thanksgiving is different every year, and sometimes we end up hosting, and we've had 12 or 14 people, and then other years it's just been the two of us, and we went to Popeyes, or I think it was 2 years ago that we made 2 turkeys and made meals and delivered them to homeless folks around the Portland area.
I remember that. That was amazing. Yeah. So that's really
so
cool.
And I thought about that, and I don't think that we're doing that this year either.
No, that's not safe either for you or them, right? I mean, it's not. I was thinking about how we're all going to have more time, probably. Many people will have more time that day rather than the usual preparations. So maybe there's more time for Zoom calls with loved ones that you're not with, or even loved ones you're not usually with, but still would like to spend time with. And Zoom makes that so easy. Or phone calls to people who are alone, who friends or family members who can't get out. And just reaching out to folks and creating that community, even if you're not leaving the house.
Right. And I think that's a really good reminder that one of the best ways to, alleviate your own, when you're feeling bad, when you're feeling down, is to reach out and to someone else. And to do something nice for someone else. And that could be just as simple as, like you said, making a phone call to someone. Or, sending a text, or I don't know, the thought that just occurred to me was like sending out postcards to people that I care about. Yeah,
or handwritten letters.
Right.
Yeah, but postcards are nice and easy and less prone to perfectionism. So I think that's a great idea.
Just like to take the time to reach out to people that you care about and let them know.
My dad, who, as we all know, is 90, got a phone call a couple days ago from a guy who was my dad's student in my dad's first class that he had taught as a
Oh
school
my
teacher
gosh.
in 1956. This guy was in 8th grade, and he called my dad, and just
What?
to say hi. Yeah.
Oh, that makes me like teary.
Yeah. Yeah, they had a lovely conversation. My dad actually, his short-term memory is so bad, but his long-term memory is good. He actually asked him about certain people and got news on them.
Oh
And,
my goodness.
yeah, so these guys are in their, this fellow who called my dad would be in his upper 70s now. So what a nice thing, right? It's just,
Yeah.
yeah. And for somebody like my dad who feels so isolated and doesn't have the internet and is such a social guy, it was really such a kindness. Yeah. So, that's one thing we can do to make it a special day. And we can also maybe, I don't know, maybe I might try to get Barry to play cards with me. He doesn't like to play cards. But he might do it for me.
Maybe we'll have to. I wish there was a way we could play cards on Zoom.
Oh, yeah.
Because I play cards with you.
Well, thank you. We can play categories on Zoom if you want.
Yeah. We could play Yahtzee on Zoom.
Oh, yeah. We could play Yahtzee on Zoom. Wouldn't that be fun? Oh, let's do it, Shannon.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm excited. I love Yahtzee, and I stopped playing online Yahtzee. I've cut that out of my day, so I haven't played Yahtzee in a long time. Well,
Oh, that would be fun.
a month or two. Yeah, excellent. So other people can do that sort of thing too, right? Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this online categories thing that I play with a couple of friends every week. It's just a super simple, free website that generates the categories for you, and it's a great. I think it's a great thing, and it's good for your brain.
Oh, good. Well, we should put a link to that in the show notes.
Yeah, I will. I'm a big fan. Yeah, so I think the Christmas holidays, the December holidays are going to be similar, I suspect, unfortunately.
Yes.
So thinking about what that looks like, cutting yourself infinite slack in terms of the usual stuff. If the usual stuff is things like making and giving away cookies, or maybe you can still do that, I don't know. Because certainly I don't make cookies, but or even in-person gift exchanges are probably going to be out of the question.
Right.
So this might be the year to propose to your friends that you don't exchange gifts anymore. Wouldn't that make your life easier?
It's like a surprise bonus.
Right, because I'm a big fan of not exchanging gifts. Yeah, so I think I just think we just have to be kind to ourselves about this. And it's so easy to get angry or frustrated. And I think a lot of people are tired. We're all just tired of it.
Right. Yeah, I think we've all hit pandemic fatigue.
Yeah. But now is not the time to give up, right?
Right.
In Oregon,
Right.
we have laws. Well, I think in St. Louis, actually, we have a similar, the mayor put out I think it's 10 people in a gathering, but not 6. But really, unless, there are many people who have to be out in the world, like doctors and nurses and
Right.
all the people that make hospitals work and grocery stores work and stuff, and let's keep them safe by keeping ourselves healthy.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah. And reminding ourselves, what we are grateful for, what we do have available to us, what coming up with that list of what you can be thankful for helps remember. And it just reminds me, one of the definitions of stress is wanting things to be different than they are.
Oh. Huh.
And
no wonder we're so stressed.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Here we all are wanting many things to be different than they are right now. Mm-hmm. And so the more you can accept where things are, the less stressful it will feel.
Yes. And, I hate to be a Pollyanna, but I have that tendency. But there really are a lot of silver linings to our enforced stay-at-home situation. that sometimes it can be nice to focus on. Like you say, there's so much to be grateful for. But, for example, I'm back to writing postcards to voters because there's an election in Georgia that's going to be very important in January. So
right,
I've got lots of time to do that, which is great. And I'm starting a declutter challenge on my blog this week, which all that means is I challenged myself to doing five tiny projects, one a day for 5 days, and I blog about it each day. But little tiny decluttering projects can be really beneficial, and the kind of thing that when you are looking for something to do, if you tell yourself, I'm just going to do it for 30 minutes, it's not too daunting, and it can make a big difference.
Right. And that's a good reminder, too, that to not let perfectionism get in the way of, finding what enjoyment you can. Like there's no perfect way to spend this time. There's no ideal way to spend this time. There's just simply, doing what you can do.
Right. Exactly.
And I think everyone, at the beginning of the pandemic, there were those memes going around about like, if you haven't written your novel or cleaned out your basement or, whatever, then time was not the problem. Mm-hmm. And I found those so irritating.
Yes.
Because, maybe time wasn't the problem, but also overwhelming stress is definitely a problem.
Exactly. Right.
And I think we need to remember too that they're just such a huge ambient level of stress, and we don't know what other people are dealing with necessarily. And so cutting other people and definitely cutting yourself lots of slack, and really figuring out how to embrace good enough as much as you can is very valuable right now.
I agree. And there's no better year than 2020 to have a good enough Thanksgiving, right?
Yes.
It is probably the year where you don't have to worry about anybody's expectations about what you're going to deliver, hopefully. And it can be, it's like we're doing a chicken rather than a turkey. We may have stovetop stuffing. I'm not lying. There may be stovetop stuffing, which I actually really like, although its ingredients aren't amazing. But now is the time to embrace that sort of good enough. Yeah, stovetop stuffing and Jell-O pudding at our house. That's hilarious and not out of the range of realism. I feel like I've been stressed out a lot lately, and I was just listening to a podcast about stress, and that self-care component is what it's all about, right? Getting enough sleep, which is hard when you're stressed, eating good food, which does not include stovetop stuffing or Jell-O pudding, but taking time for self-reflection is on the list of the person I was listening to, for alleviating stress. So that might be now might be the time to meditate, right? And over the Thanksgiving weekend and do yoga. Maybe I'll do extra sessions or something.
Yeah. It's interesting doing the Yoga with Adrienne videos always makes me feel connected to, sort of the greater audience of Yoga with Adrienne fans.
Yeah. And that's
nice.
A great thing. Sometimes, she issues or releases new videos on some Sundays. Lots of times what we're watching is stuff she created in the past. But every now and then she releases a video. And what I'll do is look at the number of views when I start it, and then look at the number of views when I finish it. And I'm like, wow, I just did that with 10,000 people. It's amazing. So cool. She's so darn popular, and it really is a wonderful community. And she, I don't know the community, but I'm sure it's a wonderful community, and I read the comments on her videos, and people are lovely. That is.
That's nice.
Cool. It's the opposite of isolating. Adrienne is doing her part to not to help us not feel isolated.
Yes. Yeah, which is great. And there are so many people that are still doing that, which is nice. And to reach out and participate in those things is helpful. It supports them, and it helps you feel better. And you and I ended up taking a class together recently, which was super. I was going to do the class no matter what, but having you there made it more fun. So, finding a friend to do something with can be useful too.
Yeah, and thanks to the power of the internet, there's so many things we can do together with our friends without being in the same place with them, and which then, of course, expands the pool of friends you can do things with if you have friends who live in other places. It used to be I only did stuff with my local friends, but that's not the case anymore. So that's a great thing.
Yeah. So we want to hear from you, our listeners. How are you making the best of the season? You can let us know by leaving a voicemail at 413-424-GTGE. That's 4843. You can leave comments on social media. On Instagram and Facebook, we're at Getting to Good Enough. And on Twitter, we're at GTG Enough. Or you can leave a comment in the show notes at gettingtogoodenough.com. But for now, this is Shannon Wilkinson in Portland, Oregon.
And Janine Adams in St. Louis, Missouri.
And we hope that good enough is getting easier for you. Now I kind of want pudding for dessert on Thanksgiving.
You're welcome.